Welcome to my channel, Love, Drama, and Deceit. Today I'm going to do a recap of The Bold and the Beautiful for Monday and Tuesday. And I'm going to start out by talking about Poppy and Luna. Today I'm going to start out by talking about Poppy and Luna. Okay, Poppy went over to see Luna on Friday. Um, and so they got into it. They was talking, and she was telling, they was talking about Finn being her father, and she asked him why she didn't tell her, and she said she didn't know. And so after when they got through talking, having a conversation, Luna asked her mom, she wanted to, hopefully she can be back in her life, I guess, to forgive her, I guess, so she can be a mom to her because she didn't have anyone else. And Poppy told her she didn't want to have anything to do with her because she set her up for murder, stuff like that. And she said she knew somebody that would want to be in her life. And I think Poppy is wrong. You know, you. I'm not saying what Luna did was right. I'm not saying she made Luna out to be a murderer. As far as her upbringing, I guess some people just do the best they can. But it was the way that her upbringing was the reason that she did the thing that she did, because you knew. I think you had some kind of idea that Finn might be her father, but you didn't say anything. In other words, whoever you thought her father was, you wouldn't tell her who it was, and so therefore she had no father in her life, or living in a two-parent home, which probably could have made her a better person. I know it would have had Finn been in her life, because he's a good guy. He's a good father figure. So that could have made her turn out to be a better person. But you took that away from her. You didn't give her a chance. And so she told her that she didn't want to have anything to do with her. That's what Poppy told her, and Poppy is wrong. So Luna goes to El Giardino's, where Sheila works, and she talks to Sheila. And Sheila tells her, you're not welcome here because you killed Hollis and Tom, their best friend. And then she proceeds to tell Sheila that she is her after before that, Sheila, wants her gone, not believing anything that she said. And then she proceeds to tell Sheila that she's her granddaughter. And Sheila didn't believe. She started to walk off, and then Luna finally gets Sheila to believe that she tells her that she's Finn's daughter, and then she finally gets Sheila to believe that she is her granddaughter. And so once she gets Sheila to believe that she's her granddaughter, Sheila, kisses her, gives her a big kiss on the lips. And then then you have Carter. You have Carter, and you have Ridge and Eric in the office, and he they tried to come for one last time, try to talk him into giving the company back, because they know he wants to give it back. He's not feeling it. He's feeling guilty, even though Hope keeps pushing him to stay in the fight. So he wants Ridge and once Ridge and Eric comes in and they have a talk with him, he tears up the LLC paper, and he hands Eric the stapler, and then they shake hands, and he gives them the company back, and they told him, plus he did a good job, because he brought the jury line was already in effect in when before Eric and Ridge left, got put out of the business. But the perfume line that was done while they wasn't there, that's something that Carter and Hope implemented with Daphne Rose. So he did accomplish something that he wanted to accomplish while he was in charge. And I'm glad that he was able to do that, so they can see that he's more than just their attorney. But they're gonna let him keep his job, and they're gonna let Hope keep hope for the future, as long as it progresses and continue to do well. But Steffi is not gonna like that. So he goes to Hope, and Eric and Rid goes home. and they tell Steffi and Daphne and Taylor they're all there, and that Carter tears up the LLC papers, and they was rejoicing and having a good time, and being happy about the situation that they got the company back, and they and she and Steffi proceeded to say that she did not want Hope to continue to work there. So Eric and Ridge uh, didn't get hadn't got around to saying that that was one of the deals breakers to let her stay there at the job, to let Hope keep her job, Hope for the future, as long as it continues to progress. Then Hope can keep her job. So they hadn't got to that part yet as of Monday and Tuesday. So, but Stephanie was already going on and on about she don't want Hope there, that she don't want to work for Hope, she don't trust her. And so back at Hope's, Carter is trying to tell her, he's going on and on, and he's just standing there staring like he normally do, and she keeps asking him, what are you saying? She had a romantic dinner planned for him and her to have some alone time. And he finally gets to the point that he tore up the LLC papers, and Hope gets mad and say, I loved you. And he said, what? You loved me? And she said, that's not what I meant. You know how I feel about you, but I think that's what she really meant. So she was upset about that situation, and he was trying to let her know that her job is secure. And she was saying they're not going to let her stay. And, that's what she's thinking. But Carter's trying to tell her that your job is secure. They're going to keep Hope for the future. And that was one of the deal breakers for him to tear up the LLC papers, And so that pretty much covers that, because they only showed Ridge and Hope and Taylor, Ridge and Taylor and Steffi and Eric and Carter and Hope, and they showed Luna and Poppy and Sheila for those 2 Pacific days, So that was pretty much what happened on those 2 days. Is just Luna, telling Sheila that she's her granddaughter, and getting Sheila to believe her, and getting the company back from Carter, and Carter takes up the LLC papers, and then he tells Hope, and they back and forth, and then Ridge and Eric tells Taylor and them, and Steffi, she don't want Hope there. And then they finally showed Brooke again too. She been gone. They didn't show her all week last week, I don't believe, but she looks different. I don't know if she done anything. I went out of town, laying in the sun, but she looks a little bit, she looks different in the face to me. And so Brooke, talked about the same old about the company, and what she how Brooke feel about it, and and then they, okay, let's go back to and Steffi. I mean Taylor and Taylor brought up Brooke being still part of the company, and what were they going to do about Brooke? She said, Steffi said Brooke can still have a part in the company, but she just can't be. I don't think she wants her to still be CEO. So and then Steffi is still on her high horse, and well, Daphne is there as well. She's not. This right here has not changed her character one little bit. She's still that same arrogant, little, twit to me. I mean, I like her, but she just needs to bring it down a level. And so this situation didn't change her a bit. It didn't change her at all. She's still that same person. She's gonna go in full blast, talking about trying to, talk about the Logans, put them down and stuff like that. So I don't know what's gonna what's gonna happen when Brooke comes back. I mean, when they take back over, and then Brooke is there, and how that's gonna react. It might, hopefully. I don't want my Ridge to get back together. I think Ridge is a weakling. He needs to stay with Taylor, because they deserve each other, as far as I'm concerned. Because he don't really want Taylor. She's just somebody for him to fall back on when nothing go right for him and Brooke. So hopefully, I hope that him and her Bill get together. I don't know in that situation with Bill. I don't know how that's going to turn out. They didn't show him as of Monday and Tuesday. So I hope that him and yeah, that's the thing too. Brooke was telling Hope about Luna. I don't know how she got the information, but she knows about Luna being at Bill's and out of prison and stuff like that. And she was telling Hope about that. So, but Hope is more concerned about what's going on at Forrester. And so I'm going to end it there, but that's to wrap it up with Hope and Brooke. So like, share, and comment. If you have any thoughts and opinions, take it to the comment section and we'll discuss it in the next podcast. Bye.